Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. And in today's video, I want to talk about my favorite champion of the patch, Michelangelo. It feels like I've talked about this guy before, but we're going to be talking about him a little bit differently because I want to tell you about an easy way to solo the Scarab King, whether it's in Cursed City, normal or hard mode, or depending on the rotation right now. Anyways, you can use him in a hard mode, which I had to do this for a Marius mission, and also I guess both in Doom Tower as well. You can do the exact same thing depending on where you are. Now, I know that Doom Tower is due to be reset soon, but still, you can use anyone in Doom Tower. So this is a great strategy, I think, as well for future versions because he does show up in two of the towers, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't know if he's in the next one, but I know that he's in the Dark Fey one, isn't he? So, I mean, Scarab King is one of the most annoying bosses next to, I think, Bommel, right? So I want to talk about the solo Mikey method, and that's what we're going to be doing here in today's video and what you need to do about that or to get there. So before we get started, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid Shadow Legends yet, get out from under that rock. Make a new account, make an alt account, do whatever you want. Download using the QR code to get Karato Fox Hunter Legendary of the Shadowkin for free. And 3 great epics to go alongside him to start your journey off. We have Ugo, we have Tagore, and we have Deacon Armstrong at accounts level 15, 30, and 40. And that's not all, because we do have the Void Legendary to Hanorak. It is very rare to get Void Legendaries. She is an amazing support character. Use the promo code Desert Queen within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. Okay, so first of all, I do want to start things off with Cursed City. The reason why is because it's in rotation right now. We just had a recent reset of this, and that's where I want to start. Now, in normal mode, is he available? I think he is. So he is available both in normal mode and hard mode. Now, I haven't actually done this node yet on normal because I kind of wanted to beeline it and do this on hard mode. So I want to talk about this kind of solo. It's easier on I think it's easier on Cursed City because you don't have to go through the waves. But anyways, this is my Mikey. I'm running him in Brimstone Blessing with 5 red. I know some people use Nature's Wrath, and that's fine. I don't know. I like Brimstone for bosses. I use them a lot in kind of PvE boss kind of situations. But some people will dispute the effectiveness of this, and also later on you can also use Mikey for Amius as well, and of course Brimstone helps significantly there. So what do I have with my Mikey? Now this is his DPS set. I do want to say that Cursed City hard I think is a bit easier than Doom Tower, the hardest Doom Tower Scarab. So for this, I can keep him in his DPS set. This is my Mikey DPS set, and this is my total stats for him. So 42,000 HP, it is pretty high, right? Like it's kind of like a more end game kind of build. That being said, you don't need to have this much. It just is going to make the kill faster. 240 speed. Again, crit rate, crit damage is pretty high, right? Resistance doesn't matter. Accuracy just needs, I think you only need like 200, really. So that is really not the big deal. Now, for relics, now this is kind of important, and this makes it significantly easier. Okay, so there is this, what's it called? This gemstone, Life Drain. This socketed gemstone, it's a blue triangle gemstone. Okay, so it's not a high quality in terms of rarity. But to get triangle gemstones, you do have to do the Chimera Clash. So there is a bit of a caveat to this without using the Destroy set. So the wearer's critical hits destroys 1% of the target's max HP per buff on the wearer, on Mikey, up to 20%. So this is going to make it basically allowing you to circumvent the need of using a Destroy set. So this allows me to keep my main DPS set on. The higher attack that I have, of course, the better his shields are. So his passive is very powerful in what makes a lot of this work, right? He gets a shield equal to 300% of his character of his attack, and also the evades honestly kind of help as well when he puts out the taunt. Now, you don't need to have him entirely booked, but one thing that's going to help significantly is having the A3 booked and having that -1 cooldown, because having the extra taunt on there is going to make it easier for him evading attacks and his survivability in this fight, depending on how long that's going to take. The other two, not necessarily that big of a deal, right? It's just going to help you kill the guy a little bit quicker, and making sure that you have close to 100% crit for the A1 to get the increased attack is going to be helpful in this build. So as long as you have that relic with the Life Drain, right? This. Now, if you do not have that, that does make it a little bit harder, but not impossible. But you would essentially have to run a you would have to run a destroy set, right? You would have to have a 4-piece destroy set and probably a 2-piece immortal, right? You do want some HP regen. When we get to Doom Tower, though, we're going to see that I do change from my DPS set to more of a regen set for survivability because that one's a little bit harder. I'm pretty sure for this, it is easy enough that you can kind of just walk in here with your DPS set because it's 200. Also, the affinity is great, right? That's good too here. So we're going to start things off here. We don't have buffs up yet, but you can see that he does dodge, right, a fair bit. But he can take your buffs, so that does happen from time to time, right? You can do that, but you can see that he's starting to destroy. I could probably just put this in auto, honestly. And you can see that he's slowly starting to destroy off the top here. Oh, actually, my QR, the QR code's in the way, but anyways, he is damaging that there too. And I forgot that maybe there we go. Let's fix the resolution. My bad. Now you can see the purple bar here up on the top left. My apologies. And then you can also see that the destroy bar is going down there as well. So we're not quite at full destroy yet, but you can see that he is taking some damage, right? So it's not perfect, but the shields do help quite a bit here in the Cursed City run. And then when you get that leech up, and that's why you kind of want that A3, right? The cooldown. So with the taunt up, he is going to evade 30% of the time, which does help a lot in this encounter. And then hopefully by having the leech up, you can also, there's going to be some RNG, but with the leech, you can actually just heal that back up, at least when you're using the DPS set with this. And so largely you can run through this. Is it going to be quick? Well, I mean, in my, you can see here, I'm already almost halfway, and it's only a minute 20, so it's not that bad actually. But when it comes to Doom Tower and doing that one, that's going to be a lot slower. And you are going to take more damage. I'm pretty sure that he's level 200 here in this Cursed City run. But in the top of Doom Tower, and this will vary, right? So if you're doing Doom Tower normal, it's going to be a lot easier than Doom Tower hard. So the kind of the thresholds are going to vary a little bit. But this is just a really great character. He's free, right? Everyone's got Mikey. So this is a great alternative to be able to try and use this to make it work for your roster. To use him to clear out SCARAB Gang. You can see that he's pretty much there, but I will pause really quickly here so you don't have to watch me and talk through the whole thing. We're going to get to the end. We're going to jump to the end and I'm going to show you how long it took. All right, we're coming in here at the end, basically up to about 3 minutes or so, and I do think that having the Brimstone definitely helped this a little bit faster. So the time was 3 minutes and 2 seconds. It took 83 turns. So this wasn't too bad. Again, this is on Cursed City hard mode, which is this is a Marius mission. So having Mikey available, which most people will have him, is going to make it significantly easier to do this. Now, I do want to touch on Doom City though, or Doom Tower, because this is going to be a little bit more challenging as far as the levels go on that one. So it goes up to 295, right? Pretty sure Cursed City was 200. Yeah, it is 200 for Cursed City hard. So Doom Tower is going to be a bit more challenging. Now, if you're doing it on normal mode, right, this should be pretty easy, I would think, by doing it this way, 170. So this is actually easier than doing a Cursed City hard mode. But I want to show you the highest, right, which is 295. This requires a change in gear, though, for me. So this is my Mikey, and instead I'm actually going to be going to my Godseeker Aniri regen build. So this is going to be this. No. Do I have a new one? I have a new one. This one down here. So I'm going to equip this, and I'm going to show you his stats for that. So his hit points is up to about 73,000. That's because of the leech. He does more damage than my leech alone would be able to heal me back up. And so that's a little bit of a problem. I need a little bit of extra survivability here. So my attack is a bit down. My crit rate is also a bit down. But that wouldn't matter. It's not going to matter over the long term because we're still going to get his HP destroyed, right? And so that's going to be important to note. Resistance, I don't think we're really resisting anything here, but we have enough accuracy to still kind of land our debuffs because that's still pretty important. Speed of 223, and then his other stats are okay, right? It's still pretty high. 4,000 attack, actually, even in the regen set, probably because they're level 16 gear. I honestly, maybe I accidentally have a few kind of attack-based stats in here, but this is what I run for my Aniri Sand Devil. So there's some crit rate on here. You can see there's some crit rate. So maybe I just got lucky, actually, that a lot of these pieces do actually have crit rate. So I didn't even notice that. That might have just been some pure luck on my end in terms of what I was building on this. But HP percent, right? And so not a lot of attack stats, not a lot of attack percent or anything like that, but a lot of crit rate just randomly showed up in these pieces. So this is what I'm running for the top for the solo, but in this, I don't really want to farm it, but we'll just for the video, we'll just do this anyways. And I mostly just put this on auto to get through the waves. They're not particularly that hard, enough that it's going to kill Mikey. Like, I think he should be fine. I also don't really care about using my skills that much. Like, it's on auto. I don't think he should still. He needs to hit hard enough to be able to actually kill the enemies, of course. But since he gets the shields every single time he gets attacked, it's not that big of a deal. Like with the regen set, he should overcome this. Nobody's actually applying heal block or anything to him. So and half the time when taunts up, they're missing anyways. Well, a third of the time, I suppose. But you can see here that he's still at full health. And I'm not particularly caring about my cooldowns that much because when we get to the Doom Scarab King, it's not going to matter that much either. The fears are kind of annoying sometimes here, but we overcome that. We're still pretty much at full health with the shields. They're not really doing even in hard Doom Tower. They're not really doing enough to really penetrate the shields or cause any big problems here. So we're all good there. And then we're going to go next turn, should kill him. And then we're going to be onto the Doom Scarab here at about a minute 10. And then we're going to start this. And we're going to do the same thing. He's starting. You can see that on the top left that his purple bar is going down a bit. But I am going to be taking more damage. So he is harder. He hits harder. Also, he manages to pick up, attack up every now and then off of me because Mikey does get this basically every crit. Now, my crit rate is not 100%, but there are going to be times where I'm going to pick up the attack up and he's going to take it from me. So if I didn't have the regen set, though, this would be a bit more challenging. I'm not entirely I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure if you can use the Destroy 4-piece with Immortal 2-piece on the top Doom Tower. I do think that this gemstone is definitely very important for Doom Tower solo. You could probably get away with this in Cursed City because the boss is a lower level, or if you're doing a Doom Tower normal or some of the lower level Scarab Kings, you could probably also get away with this without doing regen set. I'm just not sure that on the highest Doom Tower boss that you could do this without the regen that I'm getting from my regen set. You can see that I'm healing about 11,000, I think, 11.5 thousand just on the turn, right? And so between the regen and because he doesn't heal block, so between the regen and the shields, that's more than enough to keep me alive. But if I didn't have this, I think that I would struggle a bit. And I've talked to people in my Discord, in my clan, that say that, without the gemstone on this Doom Tower node that we're doing right now is quite challenging indeed. So the time's actually not that bad, right? I don't think we're in danger of timing out or anything. And I think it's a really interesting way to use a free character to be able to get this. Now, if you want to make, like I said, if you want to make this significantly easier, that gemstone is going to help. The gemstone is not the easiest to get, I'll admit. I think I have 3 of them total. So it's not impossible to get, but you do need to engage in Chimera Clash to some degree to get those chests, which will allow you to get non-circular gemstones. I think that you can only get like circular gemstones normally, and it's through the Clash chests where you get other other shapes, I guess, for your relics. So that's going to be important as well. So this is just another alternative method that I wanted to share with you guys. And again, the brimstone actually, when it lands, it does a lot of damage here. So it speeds up the run a little bit too, because obviously I'm not in like total DPS set, and you can do this obviously with less crit, less offensive stats. I think I just got lucky on my crit rate on my regen gear. I'm nowhere near the danger of timing out. I think that you would get something like, is it not 1,000 turns that you would be in danger of timing out? So I don't think it's going to take me that long to do this. Most people also only do Scarab King one time and never again because it's a pain in the ass. The relics are, the forge materials are not that great after running him, but this is something that often is difficult for people to pass to move on to the next stages. So this is something I wanted to share with you guys. We're going to take a minor break. We're going to come back when we actually do end up killing him and see how long it took. All right, we did it. We got through the end with a time of 9 minutes and 40 seconds here with the turn count. I think the total turn count was around 250 or so. Mikey turns were about 115. Now, I think this is about a quarter of the total turns that you can take. And this is because I guess with the crit rate, right? Like I did have some decent attack stats on this regen set. That being said, it does not have to be as good as what I have. And I would encourage others to kind of fool around with their gear sets a little bit to try and get this to work for them as well. I do think that Brimstone helps push this along a little bit faster as far as killing them. and kind of tinkering around with using regen sets. Or if you have to use destroy set, I mean, I think the set would have to be for Cursed City, it would be a lot easier, of course, and I think that you could tinker around with a 4-piece destroy and a 2-piece immortal, but having this gemstone will just make this like 95% easier, to be honest. So that's just my thoughts, and I just wanted to share this with the character that everyone is going to have for free, and I think that's amazing that there's alternatives to do things like this. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below for this Doom Scarab Mikey composition here. Really, really good for a solo build. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. But before I go, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid yet, or you want to make a new account, download using the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get Krato Fox Hunter for free, and 3 amazing epics alongside him: Ugo, Tagor, and Deacon Armstrong at account level 15, 30, and 40. 3 amazing epics. And don't forget, you can also get yourself a legendary Void champion to Hanorak by using the promo code Desert Queen within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. That's going to be it for me, everyone, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.